All right, folks, we are back for more VOD review, replay review, whatever you want to call it. I probably should find a day for this at some point, like a day on the stream. It's gonna probably, the way the YouTube uploads work out, it's probably gonna end up being a little sporadic anyways. But I should probably, you know, I don't know, maybe it's Sunday right now. Maybe I'll just do these on Sundays. I'll do like one or two every week on Sunday. I mean, if we're gonna do it, if it's gonna be a weekly time for it, maybe I'll do more on Sundays. But we'll figure it out. For now, what's going on, Prim? John Brick. That's yeah, that's me. That's correct. It is me, John Brick himself. So I'm just basically gonna, we have this replay review thread in the Discord. Why not make it Sunday? You know, there's no reason for it. Look at that. I mean, it's Sunday right now. It just kind of happens that it's Sunday and I decided to do it. Maybe Tuesday people can use it for a wall brawl the next day. That's not a bad idea either. Or maybe Sunday so people can practice it for wall brawl the next, you know, over the coming few days. Thoughts? I mean, I don't know. Well, we'll see. But yeah, we have this replay review channel in Discord. If you missed the one earlier that we did with Miyato, I don't know how spaced apart that one will come out compared to this one. I think it's probably like it was last week or something for the YouTube fellas. But anyway, we'll get going here. Basically, I'm just gonna go from top to bottom. If someone has something marked as content okay, then we'll do that. And the first one that I see here is a Nier versus Narmaya, actually. Unklo here, Hollow. It's everyone in the server is changing their name to Unk apparently, even though we got lots of, you know, like it's people who are like in their like early 20s or something, and they're calling themselves Unk. Sure, whatever. To be fair, I don't know how old Hollow is, I guess. I was playing ranked a couple days ago, and during the set, I felt lost on what to do as I felt they countered my usual game plan of setting out death and applying pressure. Yeah, listen, I'm no Nier expert, but that sounds right so far. I'm gonna have to basically, as far as like specific Nier stuff, I'm gonna have to just kind of go by what I see all of the other Niers doing to me to like kill me. And then I'll see if Hollow's not doing any of that, but setting out death and applying pressure on a baseline level sounds reasonable. No? I think so. One of the things the other player would do is end the combo and reset into BC in a way I haven't seen before, so I panicked to say the least. End the combo and reset into BC. Into Raging Strike. They're probably getting reset into Raging Strike. Sure, we'll see. We'll take a look, but I assume they don't mean BC. I assume they mean RS. I panic in the corner and feel like I have to get out and press something or try a counter remove, but I do the wrong thing and die. Very common. I feel like this is what ends up leading to me to drop games, even though I know logically there's time on the clock left. I also know that as of late, my nerves get to me and I drop because I'm not too sure on which death setup I want to go for. Paradox of too many choices, I guess. Yeah, this is something that a lot of people like. They love to hate on Nier. Everyone loves to hate on Nier. She's very strong. I get it. And you hate fight, and she's, you know, in many ways she's broken. She's overpowered. She needs to be nerfed. I understand. But like, she is a relatively like. You're watching all like the top level Niers who have been labbing her out for like 50 hours, right? Like the character has a lot of like, she is very cool actually, and she's quite complicated too to play well, right? Yeah, you can just do like volleyball combo or whatever, but even that, I mean, that's a lot of cancels and things like that, right? I'll link the video below soon. Okay, yeah, they got there. Okay, let's see. There are two here. What's going on here? Is this like probably game 1 and game 2 because this went through the Granblue replay thing? Yes. Okay. So yeah. Okay. So it's 5 minutes. Okay. So guys, it's a 5-minute replay. Maybe we can get to 2 in this video, right? There's no way that I could take a 5-minute replay and turn it into a 30-minute video, right? Right? The Miyato video, her run was 27 minutes long, and we ended up with 30 minute with an hour-long video. This, you know, by the same scaling, this should only be like 10 minutes, and then we can do another one, right, guys? Right? Yeah, sure. Anyways, okay, sure. I was talking to. Ooh, okay, I was talking to me. Oh, is this not how this is gonna work? When I pause that, is it gonna be weird about it? Hold on. Okay, let me not use the space bar then. I'll pause it with the mouse button. But guys, like one of the things that's usually a good idea, and I'm gonna repeat this at the start of these for the most part until, you know, it becomes you know, very, very common knowledge, I suppose. But I think one of the great things you can do with replay review is like it can be hard to figure out what to even look at. Like you're watching the replay and it's like, yeah, it's a match of Granblue Fantasy versus Rising. Sure is. Whenever you get hit or whenever you lose your turn is usually a good spot to start trying to analyze things. On a one-off, maybe not so much, but usually, and it happened with Miyato too, right? You'll start to notice patterns, essentially. Yo, Floral, you're here. Well, thank you. Thank you for being here. Honestly, if there's any Nier tech that I'm missing here, maybe you can hit me up, because this is a Nier Hollow here asking for advice against Narmaya. I'm gonna go more on the fundamental side of things and more on just like what I see other Niers do to me that Hollow isn't doing. But if there's any specific Nier tech that can be gleaned here, I'll take your input. Anyway, okay, yeah, that's got spot dodge there. I mean, not really. That's good by the Narmaya. That's hopped in. I haven't seen what's been happening. We're doing some replay review basically. We just started, so you didn't miss much. Interesting. I will say like one thing is I notice Again, this is a little bit of Nier inexperience on my part, but again, just like from what I've experienced, Niers don't usually let you just like move around like this when death is on you, right? You can do a lot probably to hold this Narmaya down a little bit here instead of like you from full screen here choose to essentially run at the Narmaya, right? This is basically like, this is a pretty nice spot for Nier, right? To have death like right behind someone like this where it's kind of awkward to hit her if you try and smack her out of anything. But then Nier's on the other side of the screen, so if this Narm's just like doing all this nonsense, you could probably could have like held her down with death. Sure, blocks a DP, kills death. Probably, I mean, could have anti-aired that for sure, but that's just something, you know, working on. We'll see if that becomes a pattern or not, if you're missing a lot of anti-airs. Okay, DP punish. Volleyball combo. Slight drop there. I assume just, you know, technical issues there. Labbing out some combos. That's not really something, you know, oh, like, you shouldn't have dropped that is not good advice, right? Obviously, like, labbing your combos, make sure they're consistent, isn't a bad idea, but... Again, if it becomes, like, a major problem, you hit this, don't you? Okay, yeah. Yeah, right. Like it's you know, dropping a combo once. It's not like what you should do is instead just hit your combo. That's not really, you know, valid advice. Yeah, 2-3-6 is nice. Try to hold someone down full screen. That's right. Yeah, that's what I see a lot of Niers. Well, yeah, hit me with the slashes there. Okay, sure. Okay. Well, yeah, this is. I mean, Hollow did mention this, right? They said that they feel like when they're in the corner, they need to. They feel like they need to get out, right? But I mean, this is one thing. I don't know if they're fully aware of this or not. I mean, they got the frame meter on here, so that's based. But obviously, like, this is plus on block, right? Mashing in general might be a little bit risky sometimes. What's going on, Morph? But, you know, like, you just don't mash, like, anytime you see Narmaya go in the air like this and she's orange, you don't mash on that. Oh, I clicked out of the video, I guess. That's my bad, silly Billy. But anytime you see Narmaya go orange in the air like that, you don't mash on that. You mash on plus frames to let them know. That's different, Obama. You're built different. Hollow hasn't gotten that level yet. So you're eating this as a result. Yeah, and this is what they also say they struggled with these Raging Strike resets, right? Like in general, getting resets exist in this game, and you have to be. They're not actually like super fake either, right? But you do have to, when you're getting hit, right? Don't relax just because you are in a combo. Especially, obviously, Narmaya can do some like really long combos if she does, you know, the Yu Setsuna like restands and things like that. And you might be like, oh, okay, well, I'm getting hit by Narmaya. Let me like check my phone real quick. Let me just like, you know, scratch my head, something like that. If you're getting hit in this game, almost every character has like some super easy, like just doing auto combo on someone who's getting floated in the corner, right? Pretty much everyone can do like 2 hits of auto combo and to drop you into Raging Strike, and that resets. It gives you like plus 28 exactly for a lot of people. So it's like a perfect time to reset into Raging Strike. So I like Hollow probably knows this, but I just say like it is something you have to drill into your head of like you need to be, even when you're getting hit, you don't just you don't just sit there and relax, right? You almost always want the fuzzy mash light while getting comboed, and not a bad idea, yeah. So if you delay mash light, if they let you go and they just jab you, you're gonna block it. If they Raging Strike, you're gonna hit them for it. Not bad for sure. It's also a lot easier to DP the resets because there's no buffer window for spot dodge. Yeah, I suppose. There's times you'll mash spot dodge but still get smacked. Because yeah, it is like it's like if they're resetting you properly, they're hitting you as soon as you get down, right? Like proper resets into Raging Strike, the person will be exactly plus 28, right? So if they're exactly plus 28 and Raging Strike is a 28 frame startup, you go straight to hell as soon as you land. So DPing's not bad. The thing about mashing, I suppose, Jesse, is a lot of times, again, yeah, they will catch you right as you're landing. So if you mash, you might get blown up. You might get counter hit by the Raging Strike, basically, as you're in the startup of your light. But it's not a bad idea still, right? You'd have to frame perfect spot dodge for those perfect resets, yeah. And they're not, again, they are not hard to set up, man. Again, Ladiva, for example, just like she does Lariat and then she goes close MM, right? You like she's plus 28, right? So she hits you on the frame that you come down, essentially. It is not hard to set up like those. It's not like some super deep technical thing to set up those like frame perfect Raging Strikes. You want to be mashing? Again, I think sometimes that will get you it'll get you hit by the Raging Strike if they time it right, yeah? Like if you're mashing a 6-frame button and they're hitting you like 2 frames after you land, your mash is gonna get blown up. DPing is probably not a bad idea. Like if you have a meterless DP or something, like doing like a fuzzy DP, like a delayed DP, you know, is not a bad idea probably. Anyway, that's it. It's something that Hollow mentioned explicitly. So yeah, here's like Nier can probably you can land in DP and you'll blow up Raging Strike for sure, right? He's got a meterless DP with no cooldown on it. It's not great in some ways, but in that situation, it can certainly help a lot. Sure, combo limit. DPs just reversals in general if you react to the reset. That's right, yeah. You can do like SBA and kill someone. Why'd they get hit here? I was looking at chat for a sec. What happened here? They have Narm in the corner, right? Combo limit, sure. They whipped the JU right there. Ah, okay. This got, yeah, empty jump, like high. They got jump in load. Happens. This didn't react in time. Obviously, yeah, blocking low by default is good. as soon as your opponent gets out of the air. They didn't mash on that time. That's good. I mean, honestly, that's one of those cases where it was a scary situation for them. They were like low on health and they didn't mash on the plus frames. That's good for sure. I mean, I think one thing in general, I don't know about you, Floral. You can tell me. Where are the use skills, man? Right? Like where? Like as someone who again, my only experience with Nier is seeing what like good Niers do to like make my life hell. Where's the 2-2U? Where's the 2-3-6U? You know, where are the use skills, Hollow? Right? And listen, I'm not saying like it just for your. I think Nier far H resets are way too safe. Listen, yeah, Nier. Listen, let's not. Yeah, we need to nerf a lot of things about Nier. Don't worry about it. But yeah, like in general, Hollow. You know, use skills, man. Nier has 2-2U, right? The big swipe claw is, in my opinion, the best use skill in the game, and I don't think it's even that close. If it is close, it's because 2-3-6U is the best use skill in the game, right? Nier has the 2 best use skills in the game, bar none. So you gotta use for example, in the situation earlier we were talking about, the Narm was at full screen. Where was it? Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, 2-1-4U. That's good at least. 2-2U is plus on everything. Oh, it's plus 27 on hits. It's like unpunishable on spot dodge. It'll be plus on spot dodge most of the time unless you spot dodge it perfectly. Oh yeah. Anyway, like over here, where was it? Where the Narm was? Yeah, right here, right? Or was it here? There's basically a point earlier where I said the Narm was at full screen and death was right behind them, and you could have done something. A lot of Niers I know, as soon as they see any kind of motion from someone, they hit 2-3-6U or 2-2U because even faster, right? And if you try to do anything with death on you like that, you get 2-2U. The Nier can usually combo it into a lot of damage. So like on sort of on a basic level, I can't tell you what the confirms are if you hit someone with 2-2U. I don't know, because I don't know the routes. But like using your ultimate skills a lot more, Hollow, is probably a great idea. They're very, very strong, and you need to be taking advantage of them, right? I guess in general, right? Like you have 100 meter right here, right? It's also like people people are matching constantly on death. Obviously, in the U skills, death is invincible, right? Death's invincible when she's in U skills. You can't mash her out of the startup or anything of a U skill. So yeah, if the Narm is just standing here like mashing jump buttons or something, you just kill her with 2-2U. Floral's definitely right about that. Like right, like you've been like already you've been at 100 meter for way too long, right? You're the character with the 2 best U skills in the game, and you're not spending them. Obviously, like right now, the Narm's pressuring you. Like yeah, like in this distance, you know. Well, obviously, like if you never mind, that's gone. That's gone. Over here, before death was gone. My bad. I didn't realize death was literally gone right there. U skills can be jumped, so they are committal. Try jumping 2-3-6U and come back to me, Jesse. That thing's active for like longer than your jump is active, and it moves forward, right? And 2-2U has like not very much recovery on it. So like U skills in general, maybe, right? We're talking about Nier though. We're talking about specifically advice for Hollow here on their Nier. Like right here, you have death. You have 100 meter, right? Like Narmaya's smashing buttons. You try to catch her with like a 2-2M, like 2-2U in that exact spot. Even if she blocks it out, on the bright side, you basically just get in her on her for free, right? Or 2-3-6U right there, even better. You're like plus 85. You just run up on her and do mix. So U skills for sure. You're saying like you felt like the Narm was stopping a lot of your death pressure. I think it's a lot harder to do anything about Nier's U skills than it is to do anything about her like M, L, H skills, etc. I think less spending stocks on the full screen death pressure. Also a good point. Even if you do hit with something, you're probably not going to get as much reward, right? Okay, they all hit by an overhead there. Again, nothing too special. Sure. Okay, yeah, I like this. Again, it's my understanding that volleyball combo is not exactly optimal, but you know, it's fine. It's simple, it's basic. I don't think you need to be doing like the really crazy optimal stuff on Nier just yet. What happened here? Why'd you get smacked here? Ah, okay. You just got was that? Did you throw out a close L right there? No, far H just whiffed. Okay, understandable. Honestly, that shit anti-airs most of the time. U skills means that her U skills allow her for nigh guaranteed cover for setups. Pretty much. In a lot of cases, there's not very much you can do about Nier 2-2U, and in like especially after knockdowns, there's almost nothing you can do about a 2-3-6U setup, right? It's just like plus 85, and you can't really do any. You can't mash on it. You can't really DP it. You can't really do very much at all. Ow. Okay. Ah, okay. You got baited out by. Okay, so what happened? Let's watch the sort of end this last round again here, because I wasn't looking at it as close as I probably should. Okay, yeah, sure. Finds the 2U, not bad. Volleyball combo again, not bad. Set up 2-3-6M, 6-6M after she brave countered away death. That's fine. Yeah, I mean, again, far H. Honestly, far H is pretty weak to jump in. It needs to be deliberately a far anti-air. Yeah, I mean, it works a lot of times, but not at that angle. They back through out of the corner there. It's not so bad. You got hit by the low there out of the auto combo. Sure, I assume this is just a misinput, right? To go on your own pressure, to go like far H into that seems very wise. Then do ult skills eat up more card meter than regular EX. I believe ult skills use Floral. Do you know this? Is it 1 or 2? Off the top of my head, I can't remember. I don't think they use more than EX at the very least. Also, like 40 frames to punish. Use skills only use 1. Okay, yeah, so they're better then because EX. Don't EX use 2, or is that only in cancels? I need to learn more of the details of Nier. Honestly, that's kind of on me. No, yeah, that is excellent then. Oh yeah, no. Nier's ultimate skills are very, very, very good, right? EX uses 1, cancel uses 1. Oh, okay. So add up to 2. Gotcha. What are we up to? We're doing some replay review here, Forgiven, for Hollow here. Yeah, like this I assume is just a misinput, right? This is like you close H into DP on like when it was your turn. I assume you didn't mean to do this. If you did, right? Obviously this is not super good idea for pressure because they were already blocking, right? If you wanted to catch them mashing on death maybe, or mashing on you, right? But I feel like you could do that safer with like other death cancel options, right? Like a 2-1-4 or a 2-3-6 or something like that. Especially off the block, you hit them with a close H, right? So there's a lot of blocks done there. So you're gonna get a lot of frame advantage from canceling it out. So I assume this was a misinput. If it wasn't though, I mean that's not a good idea, right? And that's most of the reason why you die for the rest of this round. Is you get hit off of this, resets again. I mean, the nice thing about Nier's DP is not very good in a lot of ways, but it has no cooldown on it at all, right? So even though you just used it here, basically, like pretty much as soon as you land, you can DP again here, right? So like probably not a bad idea to just like be doing when you're getting combo, just kind of looking out for a opportunity to like delay DP, right? Obviously that'll lose to, I guess in Nier's case, it's a little bit worse because it'll lose to if she just lands and throws you, right? It was actually pretty close on the DP cooldown there because Death just got hit. Fair enough. Maybe in that exact scenario that was bad. If you just get your DP blocked, but it honestly kind of looked like maybe you could do it if you mashed. Maybe if the Raging Strike setup was frame perfect, maybe not, but in general, the idea of DPing these landings is probably a good idea. Nier, of course, resets in general I found are very, very effective against Nier, more than a lot of other characters, just because she doesn't have an option that beats everything unless she wants to spend 100 meter, right? You can throw her, like you can reset her into a throw, and she just like her DP just loses, right? It's yeah. So it's definitely a little bit spooky sometimes, but overall, probably DPing this is not a bad idea right here. And then you just got anti-air baited. You gotta watch out for you flip, right? But I mean, so like for this first one, right? Just as a kind of summary here, if you're watching this in the post-mortem, I'll at you when the video goes up in the server and you can take a look at it, right? But definitely, I think I like what Floral mentioned about like when Narm's on the other side of the screen from you, using like a bunch of death cancels and stocks and things like that, is like even if you get a hit on her, unless it's an ultimate skill hit, right? It's not going to be that much reward. So you're spending a lot of your death stocks for like a lot of your most important resource for not a whole lot of value potentially, right? And then that leads into the second thing of like, well, unless it's an ultimate skill, right? When you have 50 meter right here and Narm just like mashed out on your death, like a 2-2-U, a 2-3-6-U, something like that. Even if they block it, you probably get to run up on them from full screen and like get pressure at the very least, right? And if they hit, they have enough hits done that you could probably combo off it straight up. Like if she gets hit by a 2-3-6-U and it's holding her in place for all the slashes right there, you can probably like get a combo on her even from this far away. Just run up and like close H her or something and get like some little juggle combo, right? And then into death cancels into nonsense. So like more U skills for sure, right? Less death pressure from full screen. I know you mentioned the mashing thing is a problem. I don't honestly think it was that bad in this first game. Like the only time that the only mash I noticed that was like really belligerent was this one, right? Like this is the only time that like this is just like it is almost never a good idea to mash in this situation, right? Like if you have some really hard read, or you're like you want to delay, you can fuzzy mash, but you can fuzzy mash if you think you're gonna go for a throw or something, right? That's difficult, right? But in general, unless you have like some really hard read that they're gonna throw you or something here. If you don't know, by the way, fuzzy mashing is like the idea. It's fuzzy anything means doing the like one set of inputs on like a delay in such a way that it'll do two different things based on what the opponent does, right? So fuzzy mashing in this case, for example, will be block for a little bit and then mash. And if they ran in for a throw, you would hit them. If they just struck you immediately, like this Narmaya did, you would still be in that little delay where you're blocked, and you would block it and not get hit, right? I think the key to having death behind someone is that you can't pressure. Is that you can't pressure. It's for them to approach. They have to 50-50 with ult Beyblade, and that will side swap into the corner if they block. Yeah. You, like realizing that this, I wish I could find the exact moment for it again. There was a moment where the Narm was basically at full screen with Death in her face, and Death wasn't dead, right? I guess, oh yeah, it was this, this is the situation I'll take it up. They didn't actually have 50 meter, but even like right there, yeah. Right, like even right here, they just, like Death just landed on, they just blocked Death, right? Like the DP here, I don't even know, right? Like why not just wait a second and then do like a 2-2-U or a 2-3-6-U or something like that, right? Death's invincible here. You can spend the 50 meter, just win neutral for free, and also do a bunch of chip, and also put them in a mix-up situation, right? Anyway, and so the mashing actually, you mentioned that you feel like you panic a lot and you mash too much. This is the only real like belligerent mash that I found, right? I don't think the mashing is really that big of a problem. I think it's just more so you didn't make a whole lot out of your turns because you were doing some funny choices for death pressure, like the DP to pressure at the very end here, right? Like this, like DP is a pressure tool. DP does work as a frame trap there. It's been fairly predictable, I think. Yeah, but also I feel like 2-2U is like it's just a safer option, right? Like he's invincible. If they block it, you know, they don't kill death. It spends 50 meters, sure. But anyway. Like this is a weird choice on death pressure. Like there's a couple of things like that. You're not using U skills to their maximum effectiveness, so you're not getting a ton out of your turns. And then it just kind of happens. JU skills doesn't work actually. Oh, okay, thank you. That's why I'm glad I have here, Floral. I want to make sure I'm not saying anything that's like too nonsensical. I see. Death has to be fully finished. Okay. So in that case, fair enough, right? Yeah, in that case, right after the JU, not a good idea. But in general, definitely could be using a lot more U skills to make more out of your turns, right? To make it harder for Narmaya to just kill deaths and then run pressure on you. But the mashing so far has not really been a big problem, I don't think, right? Like again, the mashing on the TK flip was the only thing I really noticed, and that's just plus on block. You just don't do that shit, right? After they block 2 through 6H, death is behind Narmaya. Yeah. In cases like that, for sure, right? Obviously, I mean the other big thing was definitely the resets, like you mentioned. But again, I think just you gotta kind of be on the ball for that, right? You gotta be on the ball for you got when you're getting hit, don't just relax and assume that the combo is gonna take so long for you, right? Don't assume they're just gonna combo you all the way. Be ready to spot dodge, be ready to mash, be ready to DP, depending on the situation. Sometimes space yourself in a bad neutral spot. I could see like in the sense that like Nier has. Are you talking about like Nier has like some really like huge buttons? So why are you getting so close to their arm so often, right? You can legit always sit in far H range as Nier. Yeah, exactly. Like Narm also, especially against Narmaya, has some pretty small buttons, right? Most of the time, Narmaya is not a neutral queen, right? She has some pretty stubby stuff, especially when she's in Genji. So you can just you can't just kind of try to raw outrange her. And then, like, once you get her to block a far H, once you get her to, once you hit her with something, for example, then you can actually just, put death in her face and go from there. Let's watch the second game and see where, even on win, you don't want to be spaced anywhere where you can lose neutral. Not a bad idea, for sure. Just playing to your character's strengths. Okay, they just ran in after the JU right there. Fine. This is now the second time this has happened. I mean, this is just like, I don't know, this is just plus on block, right? It's just like almost never a good idea to mash on this. This is the only time that the only thing that I've noticed where the mashing gets bad is specifically on that move, right? You seem to think that move especially seems to really get you. Yeah, Raging Strike resets, fine. Jumped over death again. They sure are jumping over death a lot, right? Being able to close out pressure is still nice, but in neutral definitely far all my beloved. Yeah. Raging Strike reset, fine. Yeah, I think maybe you're being a little too, like, you're always calling death out at sort of similar timings, right? Because an arm, like, jumped almost before you did it, right? It's just kind of, yeah, okay. I mean, this is just getting reset into Raging Strike, right? You can always BC Butterfly and smash up if you see a EX. Also true. Definitely just don't mash after it. I mean, that round was literally just, you just got reset into Raging Strike twice and died, right? So again, right, being more ready to spot dodge it, being more ready to DP it, to mash on it if it looks like their setup is a little bit less tight, right? Okay, sure. Trying to bait a Brave counter there, maybe the 2M into the spot dodge? Is that what that was? Because that's a good example of, again, you get hit there, but you lost your turn, right? So something like that where it was 2M into spot dodge. I assume you were worried she was going to Brave counter you or something? Honestly, even her Brave countering you in this situation is not really that bad, right? Like, what do you care? If anything, she spends a Brave counter, a Brave point for not very much, right? Obviously, you didn't hit confirm, but I understand. But like, even like this, even if you thought this was on block, right? Just like cancel, get some death pressure going from there, taking your turn. It's probably a good idea. This is kind of like a little too scared of her potentially Brave countering you, I think. I assume this was an attempt to bait out a Brave counter, right? But like, even if she Brave counters you, who cares? If she spends a Brave point, you're in mid-screen, or it's not that bad. Because yeah, now you kind of end up losing your turn a little bit here. Though again, now Death's on this Narm's face at full screen. You don't have view skill meter right now, so yeah, even though the Narm is sitting there just like mashing on Death, you can't really do too much about it in terms of view skills. What's going on, Archer? You're guaranteed hard knockdown on EX, and Butterfly is the easiest and most common one to guarantee this for your setups. Yeah, if you counter hit someone with a Brave counter, it's a hard knockdown, right? So that's not a bad idea, actually, yeah. If you don't want to block after that, you can certainly spend the Brave counter. And obviously, again, that kind of leads back into, if Nier gets a hard knockdown, right? 236U Oki, she's plus 175,000. It's a lot of chip damage, and it's a four-way mix situation, right? You just run at someone, and you either 2M them, or you 6-6M them, or you roll 2M them, or you hit them with a jump button or something like that, right? It's like off that hard knockdown setup, Nier can do some really disgusting stuff. Anyway, what happened here? Also noticing maybe letting Narmaya do some minus stuff on block. Yeah, I think there's a little bit of Narmaya maybe character knowledge that's going here too, because again, they just like mashing on the flip, for example, things like that, right? Letting Narm get away with a lot of stuff probably. Okay, sure, you get Brave countered there. Like, I see, like right there, for example, if you Brave counter, see what happens here, right? It's fine. Obviously, that wasn't a counter hit, but like, yeah. You even managed to take your turn back in this case and back throw her. Obviously, that's not always going to happen, but like getting Brave countered is not really the end of the world a lot of the times. Okay. I mean, good guard button here, by the way. Didn't get hit with a funny. Hitting the guard button, not bad. El Setsuna being minus 12, but they stay in block. Yep. Blocking the guard button, checking Narmaya's minus 5, but help block. Same thing here too. Yeah, exactly. So definitely playing a little scared against. In general, I think playing a little scared against this Narm, right? Again, doing 2M into spot dodge is like respecting the Narm way too much. Like it's like, oh god, they're in my head. They're gonna Brave counter me. I'm gonna die, right? That shit's plus 10. That's M Setsuna. Okay, over my set against Chemo Enjoyer. You know what? Sure, maybe. We'll see how. I did actually end up again. I ended up taking this 5-minute replay, making a 30-minute video out of it. You have to represent BC more. It's fine to play safe versus Narm pressuring. Yeah, sure, but I mean, some things are just like minus, right? Like some things are like punishable straight up. Like El Setsuna it's like minus 12 on block, and like it's that shit was in. If I remember correctly, oh god, what that happened in this one, right? It was like in the range of a near normal that's straight up punish probably. Okay, also yeah, you're getting kind of empty. You're getting jumped into the lows often. It can be a little spooky for sure. Like as soon as your opponent lands, like crouch blocking is the default, right? You see, like, okay, yeah, right. This actually right here too, right? This is like one of the best examples I think so far of like we've had death in the Narmaya's face, and the Narm is just sitting there waiting, right? And you have meter for use skills, and you're not using it, right? It's genuinely possible for Nier to far H punish El Setsuna, but that's an immediate reaction. Yeah, I mean, at worst, right? If it's done close enough, you can probably get like like a 2U or like a 2M or something like that. I mean, at the very least, run up on her and get her to block something. It's your turn, right? Take your turn back. Nier's turns are very scary. Like right here, right? Death's right in their face, and Narm's just like sitting there. Even just like throwing out a 2-2U here. Even if Narm blocks this, right? She's now you're plus 27. You run up on her and you hit her with some mix, right? But instead, you do 2-2L right there. She mashes on it and she dies. And this also, Narm was apparently like clearly either gonna mash her anyway or just like waiting for the first sign of movement from Death to hit a button. Had you done a 2-2U here, it like hits her probably, and you can combo her. I mean, if you know from here, you can probably kill her straight up, right? 2-2U, if you can like catch her with a far H, it's gonna like send her back. Catch her with a far H into Raging Strike, Raging Chain or something. You probably just kill this Narmaya right here if you use a U skill instead of using like a 2-2L, right, or 2-2M, or whatever that was. And then I assume you just kind of like corner's a scary place to be. Oh, okay, good reaction. If you have a lot of stocks and they're below half HP, you should not be afraid to start chipping. Yep. That's a good point. Also, yeah, like at this HP threshold, or even earlier when she had even more, right? At this HP threshold the Narm was at, like already, unironically, this is like where Nier especially can start going for a chip kill, right? Nier does so much goddamn chip damage, and you have 9 stocks. Jesse makes a good point, right? But again, it all rests on using your U skills more, I think. All right, sure. Nice reaction to the Raging Strike, not bad. There you go. That's 2-2U. Okay, I like the idea. I like that. You tried to do something fancy there. I like it. It didn't. She Brave countered it, right? So your Raging Strike didn't work. That's actually kind of clever, honestly. I don't think they did that on purpose to avoid the Raging Strike setup, right? They just didn't want to be blocking 2-2U, and it just so happened like if they this is not actually a great idea how early they Brave countered here, because if you weren't doing Raging Strike, you just punish them for this and they die, right? I don't know if you guys have played before and you've tried this like 2-2U into Raging Strike thing again, and they're just like ready for it, right? But this is actually like this Brave counter from Narmaya it's clever in this case because you Raging Strike. This is actually most of the time gonna get her killed, right? Because Death is gonna be gone, but this is like far H distance, right? She's just like whiffing a Brave counter in air here. Unfortunately though, you happen to be going for the Raging Strike, right? So you were stuck in place, then you jumped at her and you died. Okay. That at the end there, it's you jumped at her, you got 2H, that's fine. If your 2-2U hits, you can always super jump over. Yeah, I know if she jumps over, you can anti-air her, but if she super jumps over, she can't really pressure you, but I suppose you can get out of there. Safely? Yeah, if you super jump over, maybe. Yeah. If you jump over, she's anti-airable. I've seen Narmaya dealing with 2-2U Raging Strike a lot here. Oh, okay, yeah. Sure. 2-2U super jump in the corner is nice. Yeah, super jump should be fine. Should get you out of the range of any sort of anti-airs or anything like that. Okay, so that was just kind of to go. Let's see if we can find sort of the. Let's see if I can make kind of a greatest hits here for Hollow, and they can. And we can kind of go like each of the most, like some of the most notable examples of things, right? I mean, that's good. For example, you blocked that there and took your turn back, right? So you're talking earlier about playing a little bit too safely against times where Narmaya is obviously minus, right? That was good. You just kind of, as the set went on and as you started losing rounds, I think you like lost some confidence, right? I didn't notice this. With the context of the rest of the sets, this actually is kind of telling, right? Like early on here, Narn does something minus and you take your turn back for it. That's great, right? But as the set went on, I think you kind of lost confidence a little bit. Like, you kind of just let her start getting away with more of the stuff, which is understandable. Yeah, I mean, spending some death stocks at far ranges. You don't really do that too much there. I mean, yeah, this was just, you can't really use skill here. That's fine, right? But, like, let's see. Like, I want to find, like, a good example of... I mean, we already looked at the use skill thing, I guess, right? So we already looked at an example of when you could have used use skills a couple of times in that last match to kill her. Obviously, don't mash on this. It's plus on block, right? Raging Strike resets, be ready to mash on them or spot dodge them, or if you have 100 meter, right? If you have 100 meter, like spending a super to kill someone for Raging Strike resetting you is really not a bad idea, right? How plus is Nier's SBA if she Raging Strikes your ass? Or sorry, if she hits you with her SBA for you trying to reset her into Raging Strike. How plus is that? Is it a safe jump? I know a lot of characters get safe jumps off of it. Yeah, I mean, so it's if you have 100 meter, especially Hollow, it's like worth it probably if you react to that Raging Strike, just like hit super, right? Hit super, right? Like this, getting a plus 43 hard knockdown here is Nier. You can do like so many things with this. You can safe jump, you can 2-3-6 U setup, things like that, right? This was kill them, right? It'll do if you don't have a lot of damage, if you don't have a lot of stocks, it does 5200s damage, which is no SBA in the game does this much, except like maybe I don't know Siegfried's or something, right? Because the problem is your DP will oftentimes, if people are smart, they'll like run up and like throw you after a reset every now and then to make you scared to DP. Obviously, you can spot dodge, Raging Strike, something like that. But if you have 100 meter, just like if you get reset, just like kind of, you know, you can auto-pilot the SBA. They can block that, obviously. You can also try to react to the Raging Strike. If you see the Raging Strike, you can certainly just SBA it too. But the resets, obviously, we're blowing you up a whole lot here. You know, again, the mashing I really don't think was a problem. You said you had a problem with mashing until you gotta get out of the corner. It's not really true. It's the only time it seems like you just had a bit of a brainworm that every time that the TK flip happened, you were like, I must mash here. Otherwise, I didn't see too much problems with mashing, right? Using your use skills more often, using your big buttons more often. I mean, yeah, your dash light is also better. That's true. SFA parries Raging Strike for fun, also true. Yeah, I mean, you're getting like what Jesse mentioned earlier too about just like, you know, recognize that you have like some of the best buttons in the game, and they are certainly much better and much bigger than Narmaya's. It's kind of like trying to stay at your spacing, where like you can far H her, you can 2U her, you can 2M her, things like that, and her buttons can't really compete, right? I mean, you're without death here, so it doesn't really count, right? This is a tough spot to be. You almost win this too, which is not bad. But yeah, Nier without death, it's a different thing. It's kind of you're playing survival, right? You almost got there. Yeah, I think it's kind of the big things, right? Use more use skills. Don't match on plus on block buttons. Maybe try and if Narmaya specifically is giving you trouble, you can always go on Dust Loop and see like what's plus and what isn't, right? Yeah, I mean, obviously, yeah, be careful. Anti-airing Narmaya in general, she can blow up. Very, like, you can blow up anti-air attempts very easily with the U-flip right there, right? Be careful about the Raging Strike resets. Am I missing something? Use your buttons, right? Use your 6XL, use your far H, like, stand at, again, you have a distance in this matchup where you can interact and Narmaya can't, right? Like, her only options are, like, to jump, and then obviously that can be, you didn't really anti-air the Narmaya once, I guess, this whole set, right? So, like, definitely work on it. And Nier's 2H is a little bit finicky sometimes, but, like, definitely work on your anti-airs and, like, converting off of them, too, to make it scary for the Narn to just jump at you. Because otherwise, yeah, things like that'll just happen where she's going to jump over death and kill you for it. So, she feels very confident jumping this entire set because you just basically have never punished her for it, even when you possibly could have, right? Spent all stocks from 7 left for not much. At full screen, is pressing a U skill is definitely best? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think that's about everything there. I repeated myself a couple of times there, because, I mean, things came up multiple times in the set, right? I hope that is somewhat useful for you there, Hollow. Let's see what everyone else said. The guy did the same exact Raging Strike setup 4 times. Every time he did pressure him, either BC'd or DP'd, which is good, but he never baited it. I'm not sure why I committed so many death stocks full screen away trying to zone him. Yeah, similar thing here, right? Doral mentioning, right? Like, there's no, your death stocks are very valuable, and you're using them in somewhat lower risk, lower reward situations, right? Like, even if they get hit by a DP or something, right? It's gonna be hard for you to actually convert much off it. Getting hit low too many times after just him jumping and doing landing and doing a low. That's right. Yeah, I mean, you want to be crouch blocking as soon as someone lands for sure. Blocking her projectiles, kind of sit there and do whatever. Again, yeah, just it's L sets. If she very quickly does the quick sword draw, right, she's gonna be minus 12 right there. You can almost certainly punish her, or at the very least take your turn back, not anti-airing her, right? Your pressure is working and that he's spending a resource to get out, but you're just not baiting it. I mean, again, there is the one time, again, I'm pretty sure it's a misinput, but there is like this right here, which like this, I have to imagine this is an accident, but obviously like this is not, that's not what you want to be doing, right? Like close H into DP there is certainly some very risky pressure. So, you know, doing something, even if you're trying to frame trap or something, you could definitely do it with some other options. It's my understanding you could probably do like off of a far H again, or off a close H especially, because you get, again, the heavier a button is, the more blocks on your opponent is going through, the more advantage you're going to get from canceling into a special, right? So you could probably even do like a 2-3-6, something like that, and she probably, if she mashed, she would die, right? He got hit by the Raging Strike so frequently because I've never seen it before this match. I swear at some point I tried to spot dodge, it didn't come out for whatever reason. Yeah, this is what we were talking about earlier, right? There is no buffer. That EP was gapless, so couldn't even frame trap. Yeah, that's also, yeah, off of a close H, I suppose so, huh? But definitely, even gapless or not, even if it could have frame trapped, that was not really a good idea. This is what we're talking about with there's no buffer window for spot dodges, right? So that's why it might be a good idea, because there's a 3-frame buffer window otherwise. So maybe like you can try and DP, you can try and super, you can try and mash if you think the Raging Strike setup is not very clean. Though again, I think they did auto combo, they had 1-2 into Raging Strike. I assume that probably leaves them plus 28, right? Because most auto combos are kind of standardized. So if you mash there, you probably die. More so like a DP or a super angle probably is a good idea. I think I was close enough to do a proper punish or a projectile at the time. I don't know if I had stocks. Even if you can't punish it, right? You can at least go back and take your turn. Like even if you're not gonna get it in time for her to be able to not do anything, you can probably at least make it so she has to block and you can take your turn back, right? They're kind of relying on death zoning to open up their opponents and never really doing block string stuff with normals and close baits. Forcing them to BC wins you the BC war. Yeah, again, I don't think your opponent BCing is as bad in certain cases. In like, you know, if like the next time they get a turn you might die, sure. But a lot of the times, I don't think even like getting a BC out of your opponent is like a win, right? Maybe that's grappler mindset, but like when someone BCs me, I'm like, ah, yes, that is one fewer time you can BC me now this round. That's all. Yeah, and again, yes, even if you want to do death zoning, use skills, right? By the way, I guess I'll say this for a while for all these replay review videos. We are focusing on everything you did wrong here, Hollow. But this is the start. We're focusing on everything you did wrong just because like that's what you can learn from, right? Like, you know, like, again, for example, I think you're being a little harsh on yourself with the mashing problem, right? I think you actually were playing, if anything, actually, Hollow, I think you were playing a little too patiently on defense a lot of the time, right? The only exception was the TK flip stuff. You like to mash on that. But, like, if anything, you'd probably be hitting buttons a little more often on defense. Especially, like, Nier doesn't really have, like, great defense outside of her, like, Abare buttons, right? Her DP is a little bit slow, it's a little bit ass, can be save jabbed kind of easily, it loses to throws, things like that, right? Like, if anything, you could mash a little bit more. But I think you're being a little too harsh on yourself with like, the, oh, I think I'll have trouble with mashing, right? I think you were actually playing fine in terms of that. Again, if anything, you're being a little too patient. Anyway. She jumped a lot. I should have anti-aired with anything, really. I know a lot of Niers, they don't really like her 2H that much. Her 2H is a little bit small. So, like, maybe you can try air throwing if you want to get used to that, right? In a lot of cases, she was jumping at you, like, in a far away enough distance, probably even use far H to anti-air her. But, I mean, definitely just, you know, doing some 2Hs and like, learning some conversions off of that is probably not a bad idea. Let's see what Luca has here. Luca, you know, pretty technically competent Nier. Let's see what he's saying. I'll go over more Nier stuff since I think Dora's done a good job explaining the general problems, while I would like to point to that anti-airing against Nier isn't really the best, and versus players like that, contesting with JH is much better. Yeah, okay. So yeah, again, yeah, Nier's 2H is a little, it's not Siegfried 2H, right? I mean, nothing is, except maybe Grim Nier, but yeah. So yeah, you going into the air, contesting with a JH, or I know a lot of Niers, again, like air throwing, not a bad idea, practicing that, right? Counter hit JH combos into close H full combo, as Dora just using stocks at random, try and zone, like to point out two important things. JU doesn't really make sense since 214 LH is always better. 214 is is that the, oh god, which one's L? It's Ominous Turn, right? That's where she throws death at you. 214. Always better beats your opponent running at you instead of getting punished like JU can do. Only use JU versus zoner matches because the projectiles kill death during the 214L. Makes sense. As a general full screen death, you can simply do 214L, 236L, run into your opponents. Yeah, just throw Ominous Turn and then slashes, right? And that'll work out pretty well. 214L, 2623L if they are mashing, but yeah, again, you want to kind of condition them to mash first, probably. Especially with Narmaya that was already, or I guess this Narm was already mashing frame 1, so maybe you could do a little bit more of that. It's you know, it's a 50-50 basically, but if they block the DP, they kill death, obviously. There's no need to 2-2L into 236H like you did. It's just a waste of stocks against passive players that match on death. You can do raw 214M since it's not mashable, sure. That hasn't matched on death once the whole set. I feel like that wasn't. I guess they blocked a lot of definitely, I guess, because they started getting baited out a lot. They were mashing, I guess, more so in neutral, right? Not in block strings. Like when death was kind of standing on them, they were mashing on death a lot. But I guess not in the block string as much, sure. You could have done 623L frame trap instead. Yes, okay, so I'm kind of surprised Luca went this far without saying use 236U, right? And again, they didn't even do a lot of 2-2U either. These 2-2U more than 236U, but yeah. I'll go past the drops since they can go with time, but if the whole essay makes sense, go watch Lazy's replays or mine. Everything should make sense. If you have any further questions, there you go. Yep. Yeah, so I think honestly, like, you know, kind of everyone who's commenting here is saying a lot of the same stuff that we found, right? General fundamental stuff, obviously, is just, you know, anti-airing more, not worrying too much about BCing, not mashing on plus on block, TK flip right there. I'm personally more on 236U if it's full screen. Plus 27 isn't enough to get full screen. I suppose, yeah. I mean, it depends on, I guess, which side. If it's gonna pull you towards them, then maybe. But a lot of times you're ulting, you're gaining almost all the meter back as well because you build meter when they're blocking, get a refund it. Yeah, you get 12.5% meter back. So you're only going to spend 32 meter, basically, for doing that. You've heard enough at this point, Hollow. We've talked at you. Everyone else also, they got to you there. If you have any questions, I'll again, when the video actually goes up, I'll at you so you can watch it. But if you have any questions, you can certainly let me know. I'm sure also like you know, lots of the other Niers, obviously Lazy, Luca, Floral, right? You know, all those are going to be, there's like 12 Niers in the server that are all really good. I can't name them all. But yeah, I'm sure they'll be happy to help you too. But yeah, that is, I think, oh my god, that is a 40-minute video. Okay, I'm gonna have to do these faster, I think. I think, listen, it's thorough, I guess. I probably need to repeat myself a little too much, so my apologies for that. But yeah, that was 5 minutes of replay turned into 40 minutes of yapping. My bad. 40 minutes on a Nier versus Narmaya matchup. Let's go. Yeah, I suppose we're doing that now. Again, Hollow, just as a reminder, we we focus on everything you did wrong, right? But there's a lot of stuff you did right. It's just that, you know, telling you what you did right is like, it's, I guess maybe you don't know what you did right, but like there's a lot of fine stuff in there, right? It's just that it was actually one of those cases where, for example, like there was a couple of like really glaring weaknesses, like the Raging Strike reset stuff. It's like one of the big, like you lost like half the rounds you lost towards that Raging Strike reset. So like more productive to focus on like what you did wrong. But you know, everyone, like if you could pick apart anyone's gameplay, you could pick apart my gameplay like that and find tons of things that I did wrong too, right? It's nothing with you. It's fine. It's all just for the sake of learning and improvement. Don't be afraid to use U skills without even getting the reset. They're just that good. Yeah, definitely. I think one of the, if you take one thing away from this, Hollow, literally, like just one thing, Nier has the best U skills in the game, right? 2U, I think, is the best U skill in the game. If it's not, 236U is the best U skill in the game. And 214U, even after being nerfed, is like still like a top 10 or 20 U skill in the game, right? Nier has all of the best U skills in the game. Use them. You use them way more. Way more, right? If you like, because it's good to focus on one thing at a time, right? We said a lot of things, we threw a lot of things at you here. If you could focus on one thing, use more U skills, find more spots to use U skills. I think that's the single biggest difference that I see, for example, in your gameplay right here, versus, you know, if I fight Floral, if I fight Lazy, if I fight Luca, if I fight Eno, they're like, I'm like getting sick of it. They're spamming these fucking U skills because they're really, really good. And you should be doing the same thing, right? Oh, I hit my mic there, my bad. Anyway, that is gonna do it for this 40-minute replay review video right here. Hollow, hope you found this somewhat useful for you. Hope you found this educational for anyone else who's watching. I don't know, maybe even if you don't play Nier, maybe you learned a couple of things about Raging Strike resets or something like that. But for now, I can snipe your Lediva now. Ooh, wait, you get the Master Floral on the. That's awesome. Congrats. You were in S++2 when I fought you yesterday with the swords, right? Okay. Well, I'm down for that. But yeah, we're gonna for stream. I'm gonna play some Lediva ranked, and then we're gonna play some swords ranked. Then we're gonna play some Geef ranked. I got 4 all my first attempt last night. God damn, look at you. But for the YouTube guys, that is going to do it for this here replay review video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys found something entertaining in there. Hope something educational, something like that. 5-minute replay turned into a 40-minute video. So I suppose, you know, I guess I'm doomed to get through these one. I don't know. We're gonna do one of these a week, man. Maybe we gotta do more of these. I don't know. But for now. As always, if you made it this far in the video, any sort of likes, comments, subscribes, bells, you know how it is, are always greatly appreciated on something like this. This sort of whole series is kind of in its infancy. It's the second time we're doing it. So if you like this, you want to see more of it, the best way to let me know is through things like comments, liking the videos, things like that. I can see, obviously, all those analytics on those videos. So I can tell, oh, people like this, people hate this. I can do more of it, I can do less of it, right? Up to you guys. Also, I'm streaming. I'm doing it right now. If you want to come by and hang out, link in the description down there. I stream every day from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern time, except for Fridays. So be sure to come over there and hang out. We have a good time over here. We do a lot of learning, a lot of playing the video games. And also, there's a Discord if you want to join that. Link in the description. If you're in the stream and you're not in Discord, I recommend you do so. Oh, Mr. Cobb, by the way, thanks for the follow. I think I forgot to thank you. I was too busy yapping. Apologies, sir. But yeah, if you exclamation mark Discord in the stream, link in the description in the YouTube video. It's a nice place to learn about the video game. We have this replay review channel in here if you want, you know, if you got something that you would like advice on. I'm probably not going to get to it forever because there's a bunch of these, and I still have a long, I go through one every week, I guess. But, you know, it's not just me. As you can see, like 22 messages in here, for example, right? Lots and lots of people giving all sorts of advice. We got lots of high-level players in here that you can help learn from. If you want students, mentors, training partners, you'll find them all. So I encourage you to join. Just be nice, or I'll shoot you in the head in Minecraft. And yeah, that is going to do it. Hope you guys had a great time hanging out. I know I sure did. Having a lot of fun with Granblue. Going to be a lot more coming your way, but until then, I will see you in the next one. Peace.